This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
Turn it over to the broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, it's a test time for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. Take it from the guy who has done about 37 of the 45 Fargo Post 400 Stars games this year. This game could go one of two ways. We know that Shakopee is a good team. Shakopee knows that they're a good team. The Stars know that Shakopee is a good team. If one of two Stars teams shows up, this game could go either way based on that. We'll tell you exactly what I mean when we return from the break here. Your pregame show starts next. It's the Stars and Shakopee Post 2 on MSPN next.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back as the umpires and officials meet at home plate here, and we get ready for what we hope to be a really good game here between Fargo Post 400 Stars and Shakopee Post 2. And right off the bat, no pun intended, I want to say hi to Stone as well as Ashley and Mario. Ashley says, let's go Shakopee. Best of luck to your team, Ashley. Mario says, let's go Stars. Best of luck to your team, Mario. And Stone Fit just says, let's go. So let's go for both teams, right, Stone? I don't know. He didn't specify. So we got one for the Stars, one for Shakopee, and one that could go either way or maybe for both. So I'd say that's pretty neutral and even. These two teams met back on Saturday, June 14th, part of the Sioux Falls tournament played at Brandon Valley. And Shakopee won that game by the final score of 9-5. In that game, it was let me pull that one back up here. Both teams scored a run in the first inning. It was tied 1-1 to the third, where both teams scored a run again. It was tied 2-2 until the bottom of the fourth, when Fargo Post 400 scored a run to take a 3-2 lead. But then the floodgates opened up for Shakopee in the top of the fifth. They scored 5 runs on 3 Fargo Post 400 Stars errors, along with a couple of other hits. And at that point, the Shakopee had a 7-3 lead. The Stars responded with one in the bottom of the fifth to cut the lead down to 7-4. Shakopee got 2 more in the sixth. And then Post 400 would only get 1 in the bottom of the sixth to make the score 9-5. Nobody scored in the seventh, and that would end up being your final score. Shakopee got 9 runs on 9 hits on 3 Fargo Post 400 errors, and the Stars got 5 runs on 7 hits on no Shakopee errors in that game on Saturday, June 14th, when Shakopee won 9-5. The Stars used 3 pitchers in that game, including Gus Wermeyer, Colston Sen, and Gunnar Majerus. Today, Shakopee is going to face off against Joe Gould, who had a pretty good game against Mandan in the state tournament, which is the last time that Joe Gould pitched. For Shakopee, they used 2 pitchers in that game. They used Caden Olson and Schroeder. And in this game, I believe it is Let me look at the sheet again. Was it Schroeder? Yes, it was. It was Carson Schroeder who'll get the start in this game as well. They're going through the code of ethics. We'll take a break and come back with a little bit more of your pregame show as well as the first pitch right after this.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, welcome back. So as I was saying earlier in the pregame show here, if one of two Stars teams could show up, if the Stars team that hits the ball and does hit and runs and does some small ball and all that good stuff shows up, this could be a really entertaining and tight game from start to finish. If the Stars team that shows up that commits several errors in an inning and issues several walks in an inning shows up, then this could get one-sided and out of hand really quick in favor of Shakopee Post 2. So which team are we going to see show up tonight? I'm going to leave the answer to that question up to the team on the field as you get a look at our starting pitcher for the Fargo Post 400 Stars, Mr. Joe Gould. And one thing about Joe Gould you'll notice there that he has a different style of pitching among most pitchers. He only has one workable arm. And so he will throw the ball, and then he will quickly transfer the glove back. He'll catch the ball back, and then he will take his glove off, put the ball into his other hand, and wind up for the pitch. And if I would not have told you that, you probably would have never noticed. It honestly took me 2 years to figure it out. So, and that's not something that they're ashamed of either. So, but Joe Gould had a fantastic game against Mandan in the state tournament. That's the last time that he pitched. That game ended up going to 10 innings when Fargo Post 400 Stars would walk off the Mandan Chiefs, and then they would walk off the West Fargo Patriots in the very next game in 9 innings. So they played 19 innings over 2 games. Joe Gould has had a few days of rest since that game, and he should be ready to go here. And like I said, I think this is a smart move by the coaching staff to put Joe Gould on and see what happens here against Shakopee, because they have some power hitters. These Stars have some power hitters as well. So, like I said, it all depends on what kind of defensive team shows up here for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. That's going to tell the story in this one when it is all said and done. Scores from earlier today: Harrisburg defeated Grand Rapids 9-4. Yankton defeated Elkhorn 7-2. So Grand Rapids and Elkhorn are eliminated. Lincoln, I think, is without question one of the teams to keep an eye on here in this tournament. They blanked a very good West Fargo team 10-0 in 5 innings in the game right before this one. And now, last but not least, we have the Stars and Shakopee, and we are getting underway here with the first pitch. It comes at 6:25 p.m. for strike number 1.
Sultry 87 degrees.
Joel Gould pitching. Behind the plate is Malachi Wermeyer, Gus Wermeyer at first, Matt Bryant at second, Caleb Christensen the shortstop, Ashton Renas over at third. Ground ball bouncing over to short, picked up there by Christensen. He'll fire it over, and he's going to be safe. He was able to run that out. It's an infield hit, and a nice hit there by Kaiser Boren. So a leadoff single, and that brings up Carson Schroeder now. So it'll be the pitcher versus pitcher battle, as Carson Schroeder will be your starting pitcher here for Shakopee Post 2. So a runner on. Keep our eyes on Boren at first base, and it's going to be a little bit harder to steal because Joel Gould's a lefty, so the southpaw has a very good look at first base pretty much 99% of the time. That pitch there will miss for a ball. It's 1-0 now here to Carson Schroeder. And they will try and pick him off, and he'll slide back safely in time. Once again, Kaiser Boren is the runner on first here for Shakopee. Once again, these two teams played back in July at the Sioux Falls tournament in Brandon at the Brandon Valley site. Shakopee won 9-5, but it was 5 runs in the top of an inning where the Stars committed 3 errors that ultimately decided it. So you take that 5th inning away, and it was a tight game all the way from start to finish. So we'll see if the Stars can play some flawless baseball. That's what it's going to take to have a chance to win here against Shakopee. 2 balls and a strike now here to Carson Schroeder. We'll see Ryder Peace. He's on deck, and he is the next batter here that we'll see for sure in this inning. Gould will have that one go to left field, and it will go foul, and that'll be a very long strike. And a very long strike, too, to move the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, we want to welcome everybody watching in, whether you're cheering on Shakopee, the Stars, or maybe you're a neutral viewer just waiting to see who you're playing next. The Harrisburg will be playing the loser of this contest, and Lincoln will be playing the winner of this contest. The Harrisburg game at 3:30, the Lincoln game at 6:30 versus one of these two teams, respectively. Gould will come set and deliver. A little bit high and out. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes here. So this is a big moment in the game. It's still very early, but like we said, you don't want to issue free passes to any team, especially Shakopee. We'll see if he gets a strike here or not. No, he will not. He will walk them. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it's one thing that you don't want to get in the habit of doing here is now Shakopee has runners on first and second. The 11 a.m. game tomorrow is the only game that we have a for sure matchup in, and that'll be Yankton taking on West Fargo, the South Dakota runner-up versus the North Dakota champion. And the loser of that game will see their season come to a conclusion. First pitch is going to be low for a ball. So Joel Gould starting out a little bit rough here. 5 balls, 3 strikes on 8 pitches. But not to fear. And Stars fans didn't need me to remind them of that. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one is going to be low for ball number 2. So we had some people standing at the center field fence, and that was shaking our camera in the first 3 games. They have been notified to not stand within the vicinity of that camera where it's located at. And now any shaking, it's a lot more stable than it was in the first 3 games, but it is pretty windy out there at the moment, so that's playing a slight role in that shaky camera. So we apologize for that, but hopefully outside of that, it's looking much better than it did in the first 3 games, so I'm pretty happy about that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count now here to Ryder Peace. They will try and pick them off, and that will allow the runners to advance from first and second to second and third. Stone, I don't think so, but I'm not the official man to answer that question. But I based on what I know over 5 years of a relationship with that family, I would say probably not, but I don't know for sure. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count now here to Ryder Peace as he fouls off another one. Five minutes into the ball game, and Shakopee already has 2 men in scoring position with nobody out. And he'll be hit by a pitch, and that will load the bases. And not the best start here for Fargo Post 400.
Number 11, first baseman, Nick Johnson.
And immediately that draws Coach Fickner out to the mound. Still no score here, and you have to wonder if it's too little too late here. I doubt that Gould will be pulled. I doubt it, at least at this stage, but it's certainly not looking good with the bases loaded and nobody out. And like we said in the pregame show, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Shakopee is a good team. Matter of fact, where did my little sheet go here? It's over here. Shakopee entered this tournament 30 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. You can make that 31 wins and 5 losses and 1 tie with their win yesterday here in the regional tournament. It was a 6-1 victory over Elkhorn. Elkhorn's lone run came on a solo shot to right field on a home run. We've seen 3 home runs in this tournament, one of them off the bats of this Shakopee team, excuse me. And that one's going deep. And that one is gone. It is a 3-run home run for Nick Johnson. Grand slam, excuse me. I don't know why I said 3-run home run. My apologies. It's the first grand slam of the tournament. We'll add another run to and it's 4-0, so. So that's one way of clearing the bases here and one way of getting an early lead. Took 7 minutes, one swing of the bat. You go from 0-0 to 4-0 on a grand slam by Nick Johnson. Caden Olson will try and follow that one up. We had one player for Yankton came a triple shy of the cycle today. He ended up, and he'll get hit by a pitch, and I have to imagine that this is not making the coaches too happy here. No movement from the dugout just yet.
Number 23, third baseman, Colton Jenks.
And that will do it for Joe Gould. 16 pitches, and not much to talk about on those 16 pitches. Stars making a preventive change here in the top of the first inning on the mound. We'll take a break and be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. The new pitcher is Ethan Dahl. Joe Gould in that game against Mandan pitched 5 innings, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, and struck out 4. He didn't even get close to those numbers here. and I say that in a friendly nature, but like I said, not much to talk about that. 4 runs on 2 hits, one of those hits being a grand slam to right field for Nick Johnson. And now we'll see how Ethan Dahl does against Colton Jenks, who'll be the first batter faced here for Ethan Dahl. Joe Gould will be responsible for the runner on first, Caden Olson, if he comes around and scores. And that'll be a fly out to Gus Pankratz in right field. And that's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out as soon as Ethan Dahl comes into the mix. And Jenks will fly out to shallow right center, and that will bring up Logan Crush. Last time the Stars played Shakopee, Logan Crush had a hit to left field, a pair of flyouts, and a ground out to third. Dahl delivers. That one's high for a ball, 1-0. Forcing Crush to duck down a little bit there. And the 1-0. And a swing and tip foul, so it'll be 1-1. Once again, broadcast coverage of the Stars and the rest of the Central Plains tournament this summer has been brought to you by Frank's Lounge, Sweet Shots, Mandy's of Fargo ND, FM Convention Bureau, Marvin Windows and DMN Industries, along with Vic's Lounge, Dakota Fins and Feathers, TCI Insurance, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, and Buffalo Wild Wings. This one drifted foul to the third base side, and it will be strike number 2 as a result. Brody Sullivan is the batter on deck. So Logan Crush and Brody Sullivan, the current batter and the one on deck, represent the 7-8 batters in the lineup here for Shakopee. 1 away, and we're still in the top of the first. The runner on is Caden Olson over on first base. And this one will be a little blooper down the third base line, and it will eventually roll foul, and we'll do the 1-2 over again. So ball, fouled away, fouled away, fouled away is how this one has started off so far here for Logan Crush. Steve, if you'd be so kind to remove that comment, that'd be appreciated, because there's no way that is happening. I can promise you, I'm not going to repeat what was said, but I would appreciate it if either Steve or one of our chat moderators could remove that comment, because it's not happening, and I won't have another West Fargo incident on our stream here, okay? Sportsmanship. If I haven't played that Phil Hansen promo enough, I will play it more if I have to. Just be kind to both teams, all the players, all the coaches, all the umpires. Just be respectful. That's all we ask. You know, I'm hired by Fargo Post 400. Yes, I am a Stars fan, but I am doing my absolute best to be 100% neutral here, and I ask the fans watching to do the same on the chat. Full count now here to Logan Crush, and that one is crushed to the I didn't mean to say that, but it's hit towards the Shakopee dugout, and we'll do the full count pitch again here. And the pitch. So not looking good here for the Stars to start off. Brody Sullivan will step into the box now here for Shakopee. And the pitch. And he looked like he was going to square up. Pitch will come out for a ball. And it seems like I can just record myself saying pitch is a ball and just hit play and save myself a little bit of voice moving forward. Runners on first and second. Caden Olson on second as the pitch comes in low for a ball. Logan Crush on first. There's a strike. Got it on the inside edge. 2-1 the count now here to Brody Sullivan. So Brody Sullivan represents batter 8 in the lineup, 1 away. Devon Dragsveit is on deck. As I look at the pronunciation sheet, and hopefully I got that right. That one's fouled away. A 2-2 count is the result. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes and another fouled away pitch here for Brody Sullivan. Once again, I want to ask our chat moderators to keep an eye on the chat because I would prefer to focus on the baseball game instead of filtering through chat messages. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners on first and second. Ouch, that one hit him in the helmet, and that's a good thing that he had a helmet on. So that'll load the bases for the second time here in the top of the first, and right now it is all Shakopee.
12, the left fielder, Devin Drangsveit.
Devin Drangsveit, if he can hit a home run, I'll be sure to hit the right button this time. And we'll have another visit to the mound here. This is the 3rd visit to the mound for Coach Fichtner. The Shakopee coach kind of questioning the trip to the mound, but I think it's allowed since there's a different pitcher. And they're going to have this is the second time this season that the Stars have gone through multiple pitchers in the first inning. We'll have another pitching change. It is still 4-0 here in the top of the first. And we'll take a break and come back and see how this one plays out here. Could be an early night for us, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't grill it.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, well, we'll see if the 3rd time is a charm here for Fargo Post 400 as they have their 3rd pitcher. It'll be Graydon Olson. So here's a scenario. I don't think I've been in a scenario like this before. Caden Olson on 3rd, should he come in and score, will be charged to Joe Gould. Logan Crush and Brody Sullivan on 1st and 2nd will be charged to Ethan Dahl should they come in and score. And Graydon Olson would be responsible for Devin Dragsvite and anybody beyond him. I believe the count is 0-0. I just can't remember that far back. So a rough start here for the Stars, and hopefully they can iron things out here. Like Greg said in the chat earlier, there's still 21 outs for the Stars to chip their way back into this. And a 4-0 deficit isn't that much to overcome. And anybody who's watched MSPN over the years knows that I'm always analyzing a way for the losing team to come back and win. It doesn't matter which two teams are playing. That's one of my favorite things to do in sports broadcasting is analyzing how the underdog or the losing team can come back and win. So don't take it the wrong way if that occurs going forward. 4-0 lead here on the Mandy's of Fargo and D.com scoreboard. Graydon Olson's first pitch is going to be just low and inside for ball one to Devon Drangsvite. Probably one of the harder names to say on the Shakopee roster when you're not too familiar with it. There are certainly a few names on the Fargo Post 400 of those players in that same nature for Shakopee. 3 balls and no strikes now, and it's just been ball after ball after ball after ball. And we said in the pregame show, it depends on which team shows up. And right now, you're seeing the exact result of what I was saying. And there's ball 4. It is a bases-loaded walk, and it is 5-0 Shakopee.
Right fielder number 34, Kaiser Boren.
10-0 is the largest margin of victory so far in this tournament. Shakopee looks to be well on their way to matching that. 1 ball, no strike. Stars, last time they were in the regional tournament, had 1 game like this in that tournament as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. They got absolutely slaughtered by De Pere, Wisconsin, and they ended up going to the Legion World Series anyway. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen this time around, but one, 2, high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think that first out was a fly ball to like right center field. It was so long ago, I can't remember. And here's the 2-2. And that one will miss outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We haven't had a chance to go around the bases yet because we can't figure out who the pitcher is going to be. Graydon Olson is pitching, Malachi Wermeyer is catching, Gus Wermeyer is at first base, Matt Bryant at second base, Caleb Christensen the shortstop, and Ashton Renas at third. Bouncing ball that drifts foul over the third baseline will stay tight at 3-2. In the outfield, Gunnar Majerus in left field, Kane Mathiasen in center, and Gus Pankratz in right field. 5 runs on 2 hits, including a grand slam for Shakopee here in the top of the first. We're 23 minutes into the game. We only have 1 out recorded. Here's the pitch. And that's off his left ankle. Ouch. And Boren will foul that one off and will stay tight at 3-2. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Frank's Lounge, Sweet Shots, and Doula's Wood Fire Grill, to name a few. Big thank you to all of the sponsors supporting the Fargo Post 400 program this year and continuing their support into the Central Plains Regional Tournament. Here's payoff pitch number 3 from Graydon Olson to Kaiser Boren. And Boren will send that one into left center field. That'll bring in Logan Crush. It'll also bring in Brody Sullivan. And heading in head first slide into third is Drangsvite. And it is now a 7-0 game here in favor of Shakopee Post 2. So that is a 2-run single that will put runners on the corners here for Shakopee. And it's Carson Schroeder. So Kaiser Boren is bat for the 2nd time in this inning. So this is batter 11 of the inning here for Shakopee. Carson Schroeder 0 for 0 with a walk last time he was at the plate. That was against Joe Gould. Strike one on the fouled away pitch. Ryder Peace is in the on-deck circle, and then right behind him is Nick Johnson, the guy who hit the grand slam. And the pitch is high for a ball. 1-1 the count now here to Carson Schroeder. And the 1-1 pitch, and that one's high, and it's ball 2 now here to Schroeder. Once again, a big shout out goes to Evan, the stats guy, who sent in an email pronunciation sheets for every team in the tournament, which is huge because that's one of the things here at MSPN that I pride ourselves on, is that our play-by-play broadcasters talk to somebody to get name pronunciations. That'll drop for a base hit. That will score Devon Dragsveit from third, and it will advance Kaiser Boren to third, and runners remain on the corner. Second base opens up. It's an 8-0 lead here on the RBI single by Carson Schroeder into right center field. And now it is Ryder Peace coming to the plate here. He's 0-for-0. He was hit by a pitch, and I'm not sure which pitcher that was. I think we switched to Ethan Dahl by this point in the lineup last time. No, it was a couple. It was Caden Olsen where they switched pitchers. So we still got 2 more batters to go. So Ryder Peace was hit by Joe Gould this first time up. 1 ball, no strike. The count now here to Ryder Peace. Graydon Olsen on 15 pitches according to my numbers, if I haven't missed a pitch yet. And that'll be strike 1. And a pitch is in for a strike. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can Graydon Olsen record the first K here for the Stars in this game? Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away to the third base side and out of play. So remain 1-2. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and no matter who you're cheering for. Jim from Denver, North Carolina, thanks for tuning in. And Trudy, thanks for tuning in as well. And Rod and Ashley, thanks for chiming in on the chat as well. And we know we got fans of both teams, obviously, watching this game. And probably have fans of Harrisburg and Lincoln watching this game, too, to find out who they're going to play. And we'll see what happens in the bottom of the first whenever we shall get there. But that will be a base hit out into right field. That will score Kaiser Boren from third. It'll move Carson Schroeder up to second. It is 9-0 now here, favor Shakopee in the top of the first.
First baseman number 11, Nick Johnson.
And now it's Nick Johnson's turn. Now if he hits the button, if he does hit a home run, I'll probably hit the grand slam button since I hit the 3-run homer. And if he were to hit a home run this time, it'd be 3-run home run, and I could hit the grand slam, and then everything would be equal. Nice diving play there by Matt Bryant, and he will fire it over to first for the second out. So it's the equivalent of a sacrifice bunt as Schroeder moves to third, Ryder Peace up to second. And now Caden Olsen. He was hit by a pitch by Ethan Dahl last time he was up. It was Caden Olsen who was the first batter to face pitcher number 2 for the Stars here in the top of the first. And that pitch is a little bit high. And 1-0 the count. Trying to find different ways to say the word ball without saying that all the time. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch is high. And now push the count to 2-0 now. Once again, the runner's on. Ryder Peace on second. Carson Schroeder on third. Wind up in the delivery. And it's inside, a snap shot to third. And now a rundown between third and home. And they will tag him out. And he's safe. They're saying the tag wasn't applied and he's safe again. So after all that controversy, nobody advances and nothing happens. The only thing that happened is the pitch came across for a strike, and it's 2-1. Thought for sure the third out was going to be recorded there. Somehow, Shakopee was able to avoid it. And a stellar job by the base running there for Carson Schroeder to be able to get back safely and avoid getting the third out and extending the inning a little bit longer here. Caden Olsen, now 3 balls and a strike. And Caden Olsen will fly it up to right field. Looks like Pankratz has it. Let's see what the Stars bats have for us here, as we saw what the Shakopee bats had for us. 9-0 after the end of the top of the first inning here. And we'll be back in 60 seconds with the bottom of the first. Right after this, stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
Do you remember 32 minutes ago when I went through the starting lineup for Shakopee Post 2? No? And neither do I. So let's go over the starting lineup here for Shakopee Post 2. So, batting in the top of the order for first, second, and third. It'll be the right fielder, number 34, Kaiser Bourne, the starting pitcher, number 19, Carson Schroeder, and the center fielder, number 22, Ryder Peace. In the middle of the order at 4, 5, and 6 will be the first baseman, number 11, Nick Johnson, the catcher, number 21, Caden Olsen, and the third baseman, number 23, Colton Jenks. In the bottom of the order at 7, 8, and 9, the shortstop, number 25, Logan Crush, the second baseman, number 9, Brody Sullivan, and the left fielder, number 12, Devin Drangsveit. But around the bases, it's Carson Schroeder on the mound, tossing him into the glove of Caden Olsen. You got Nick Johnson at first, Brody Sullivan at second, Logan Crush at shortstop, Colton Jenks at third, Devon Drangsveit in left, Kaiser Boren in right field, and Ryder Peace in center field. 34 minutes into the ball game now. 9-0 lead here for Shakopee on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. Matt Bryant, Kane Mathiasen, and Caleb Christensen will do their best to try and shake off that nightmare start to the game and see if they can't chip away at this deficit. We'll see what kind of pitching Carson Schroeder has in him for this contest here. Carson Schroeder, I know he pitched. I can't remember if he was the starting pitcher, but I know he pitched in that game back on Saturday, June 14th against the Stars. Schroeder pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. 3 of those 4 runs were earned. He walked 1 batter and struck out 5 in that June 14th matchup with the Stars in Brandon Valley, South Dakota, part of the Sioux Falls tournament. First pitch is a strike, fouled away. I heard it hit the bat, even though I was reading the other things. So I know it's strike one, and now 1-1 here to Carson Schroeder. Or to Matt Bryant from Carson Schroeder, I should say. And that one is right in the knee level for strike two. Nice pitch there from Carson Schroeder. Once again, tossing him into the mid of Caden Olsen. Johnson at first, Sullivan second, Crush at short, and Jenks at third. And that pitch comes in low for ball two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now here to Matt Bryant. In the outfield, Drangsveit in left, Peace in center, and Boren in right field. Drangsveit in left. I think I said Drangsveit in right. I meant to say left. And a strikeout. Got him looking. That's 1 up and 1 down here for the Stars. And now it'll be Kane Mathiasen who has... And we're going to have a visit to the mound here, I think. Or what's the story here? He's looking at the home plate umpire. The home plate umpire shook his head, and now he's calling in the left fielder, Devin Drangsveit. So it looks like we'll have a pitching change here, and I don't exactly know the strategy behind that, but we'll go with it. We'll roll with it. We'll see what we'll see if we can figure out the strategy here. Let me look at the sheet here. Maybe I got the pitching sheet here for all the teams in the tournament. Yeah, no, he's not at any pitch limits or appearance limits that I am aware of, according to the pitching sheet here. So 5 pitches is the official pitch count for Carson Schroeder.
Pitching for Shakopee, number 17, Jack Stensrud.
And now Jack Stensrud will be the pitcher here. And did we have, let me grab the binoculars here. Do we have a new left fielder? You know, he waved somebody in from left field. So Jack Stensrud, the new pitcher here, and I'll tell you who the new left fielder is in a little bit. That is a strike, 0-1 here to Kane Mathiasen, one of 5 Stars players to hit a home run. Matter of fact, not the last time, but the second to last time the Stars hit a home run, it was in that South Dakota tournament against Brandon Valley. Bouncing ball to second. Did he get it there in time? He did. 2 up and 2 down.
Batting third, number 6, shortstop, Caleb Christensen.
And that first pitch here to Caleb, or the second pitch is Caleb Christensen is for a strike. So it's 1-1 now here to Caleb Christensen as I'm looking up some information here online. Okay, so Carson Schroeder is the new left fielder. And that's what I was looking for. So he'll move from the mound to left field. And after double checking, everybody else is in the same spot.
Batting fourth, number 19, first baseman Gus Wermeyer.
All right, Gus Wermeyer will come to bat now as Caleb Christensen makes his way to first base. And now Wermeyer's hit by a pitch, and that'll put 2 runners on. So after getting 2 out, 2 up and 2 down, now you get batters 3 and 4 on first and second base. And this is an opportunity that the Stars have to capitalize on if they want to get themselves back into this game trailing 9-0. And this is not just any regular season conference game. This is a big tournament game, and this is where we're going to find out what the Stars have made out of their 31-16 season. That includes yesterday's win over Yankton. This is a team that 6 years ago only won one game the entire season. Since then, they've been to 2 state championship games, won one Central Plains Regional Tournament, and made a participant appearance in the American Legion World Series. And they've done that all in 6 to 7 years. And for a new program, that's pretty good. You have to tip your hat to that for sure. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Gus Pankratz. And that pitch is low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. But they always say, and I live by this, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And I have said that many times. I haven't said it too many times on a broadcast, but I have said it many times in open conversations with people. And that one's outside, 2-1, and the runners will advance. So they do take advantage of a wild pitch. And it's 3 balls and a strike now here to Gus Pankratz. And can the Stars take more advantage of this? They got to be alert. They got to take care of their opportunities here. Gus Pankratz knows that with 2 outs, he needs a base hit to try and get the Stars 2 runs. And Gus Pankratz can hit the ball. Here's the pitch. He'll watch it go outside. He'll be walked, and the bases are loaded for the Stars for Colston Sen. So, the longest first inning in the history of baseball continues here, and, and the bases are loaded. We'll go back to this camera here as the wind starts to pick up. I'm absolutely baffled. I never had that problem during the regular season, and now I do, and I haven't quite figured it out. I did go out there between games and thought I had it figured out, but I guess I didn't. Now it'd be strike 1. Colston sends the batter. Louis, that's a great question. And sliding in is Caleb Christensen. So that'll open up first base, and the Stars are on the board. Pitch is high for a ball. We're at 2 balls and a strike. Yes, we actually tested out. We do have the technology. If we can get our center field camera to stop shaking, we do have the technology to put up the little white rectangle for the strike zone box.
Batting 7, number 8, catcher Malachi Warmeyer.
And we did test it out for 3 innings on a non-conference game earlier this season for the Stars. We thought about debuting it for the Central Plains, but we're like, no, we want to test it out for a whole season before we introduce it into a big tournament like this one. So 1 ball, no strike, the count now. So that's the answer to your question. What was your name again? Louise. Okay, cool. Leo Mora, I believe they're uncle and aunt. Yes, yeah. And another visit to the mound. This is the 5th visit to the mound between the 2 teams combined here in the first inning. Some fans in the stands getting a little bit restless. Looking over, I don't see. They're going to have another pitching change. This is the strangest first inning of baseball I have ever broadcasted in my sports broadcasting career. And I say that with positivity, of course. You know, every now and then something strange will happen. Maybe a very peculiar bounce or something like that, and I'll say, that's a first. And then sometimes I'll say, I wonder when there'll come a point where I've seen all of the quote first. No, I need to start keeping track of all these unique situations that have happened. So let's see here. Is that number 20? I believe it's number 20. Looking on the center field camera. Yes, it is number 20, and that is Shane Kettler. Stensrud had 18 pitches. And we have another pitching change. And the first inning continues here on MSPN Digital Television. I guess starting late yesterday, we had to compensate for cruising along with an on-start time today, and this is certainly helping the cause here. Let's take a break, because I'm not exactly sure what to say, so I'll collect my thoughts. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Welcome back. Well, most games are probably in the bottom of the fourth by now. We're in the bottom of the first here with 2 away in the 47-minute mark of the ball game. And the 1-0 pitch to Colston Sen, and the new pitcher inherits that 1-0 count, and he'll push the count to 2-0. I have seen pitchers inherit ball strike counts, but not in a scenario like this one. This has been something from another planet for sure. 3 balls and no strikes. Now here, Gus Wermeyer, the runner on third. Gus Pankratz, the runner on second. The Stars do have 1 run in. 10 runs scored in the first inning. 6 pitches used between the two teams in the first inning. And that pitch will come across as a strike, and it's 3-1. Still a long ways to go to consider it a potential comeback for the Stars. Even though the Stars do like playing baseball with 2 outs on the board, that seems to be when they play their best baseball. Shane Kettler inherits the 1-0 count and battles back from a 3-0 count to make it a full count at 3-2. The runners will go, and a swung, and that's going to right field, and that will diving. No, he dropped the ball, and that will score. I thought he dropped the ball. Yes, he did. He dropped the ball. I don't think Shakopee realized it yet. The infield has gone off, but they're going to have to come back in. Or okay, I guess he did catch the ball. So they'll strand 2 on base. I couldn't quite see from my vantage point. Certainly looked like he had the ball, and then he dropped the ball, and then everything got... I mean, that is a perfect way to end a crazy first inning. Let's see if the second inning is a little bit better. Time of inning number 1, 49 minutes. We have a 9-1 score here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We're back with the second inning in a moment.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Welcome back. 51 minutes into the game. We go to the top of the second. Colton Jenks, the third baseman, will start things off here for Shakopee. And the first pitch will miss low into the dirt for ball one. Graydon Olson, I think, is on 26 pitches. I'll double check the Fargo Post 400 game changer to see if that matches up or not here in a little bit. And there's strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Colton Jenks, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out. I believe that fly out happened about 41 minutes ago, and it's his second trip to the plate. Let's see, 9 plus 5 is 14, so Shakopee batted 14 batters in the top of the first, including a grand slam from Nick Johnson to right field. That one nearly nicked the elbow of Jenks, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to Colton Jenks. Here's the windup and the delivery of the 2-2, and that will miss high for ball 3. One stat I don't normally keep track of, because usually I can memorize it, as how many full counts a pitcher has had. But when you shuffle through 6 pitchers, that makes it much more difficult to keep track of who had what. And that is a fly ball into foul territory, and he will run out of real estate as he'll run into the padded wall there in the foul territory, just in the first base corner. Ball strike, ball fouled away. And a payoff pitch number 2 coming up here for Graydon Olson against Colton Jenks. I think that now that the first inning's out of the way, we'll see if this game can calm down a little bit and appear to be slightly a little bit normal, minus the score on the scoreboard, because I'm very, when we get to the end of this game, I'm going to eliminate the first inning and see what the score would have been, and see how crazy, and that will evaluate how crazy that first inning really was. Strike one here to the batter Logan Crush, who was walked last time by Ethan Dahl, who was the second pitcher for Fargo Post 400. And that one's just a little bit high for a ball, according to our home plate umpire, Joel Volpe. The other umpires, Eric Guler manning the first base station, and Tim Higgins is manning over at the third base station. Ground ball and a couple of hops to Christensen. He'll fire over for the 6-3, and we have 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Second baseman number 9, Brody Sullivan.
Brody Sullivan hit by a pitch by Fargo Post 400 pitcher Ethan Dahl last time he was at the plate. It's his first matchup against Graydon Olson. And Olson delivers just a little high and just missed the strike zone there for ball 1. Olson, the 1-0. There's a strike right down the middle, too. 1-1. Nice pitch. Devon Drangsveit is the on-deck batter here. Sullivan, Drangsveit, 8-9 in the batting lineup here for Shakopee. 2-1 the count now here to Brody Sullivan. 2-1 delivery. And that'll miss low and out for ball 3. So now Olsen's going to have to battle back from a 3-1 count here. See if he can sneak a strike past Sullivan or not. Or if he'll end up walking him. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There is strike 2. So he does sneak that strike by him. And a full count. And this is a high fly ball into left center field. And looks like Kane Mathiasen has it. A 1-2-3 inning. How about that? It's the middle of the second, 9-1 Shakopee here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. And we'll be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Two minutes to play the top of the second. We'll see how the bottom of the second goes here. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. The 7, 8, and 9 batters. Malachi Wermeyer, Gunnar Majerus, and Ashton Renas. Shane Kettler. Let's double check the game changer here to see how many pitches he has. Just pulling it up just now here. I did my first girls basketball game back in December of 2016, and I've done 11 different sports, and I'm closing in right somewhere in the 2,000 game mark, and this has been the craziest game of those 2,000-some games that I have broadcasted. So Gunnar Majerus will step to the plate now here for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. And the first pitch will come in for a strike to Gunnar Majerus. It's 0-1. Yep, Gunnar Majerus. And that one is right up the middle. One hop picked up by the second baseman. He will not throw it there in time, and that'll be an infield hit for Gunnar Majerus.
Batting ninth, number 11, third baseman Ashton Renas.
Ashton Renas will face pitch 9 from Shane Kettler. That is an official. This pitch here will be pitch 9. That's an official pitch number here for Kettler, and that one will miss for a ball, 1-0. Matt Bryant is the on-deck batter with nobody out. We will see Matt Bryant for sure. We'll see if we get beyond that or not. 1 ball, no strike. And the pitch, and a ground ball towards third. A high hopping ball, and he will not run it out, but it will advance Gunnar Majerus up into second base. And it'll be out number 1 of the inning.
Number 1, Matt Bryant.
And a 5-3 ground out, if you're scoring at home, is how you can record that one. Matt Bryant top the order, so I'll just check something here. Carson Schroeder pitched a third of an inning and tossed 5 pitches. Jack Stensrud pitched a third of an inning and tossed 17 pitches. Shane Kettler, up before this pitch, tossed 10. So 10, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And now a 1-0 count, 33 pitches. So 32 pitches through the first 9 batters for 3 different Shakopee pitchers. We've hit the 1 hour mark of the game here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. And that is strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Matt Bryant. Kane Mathiasen awaits on deck here for the Stars. And the pitch, low for ball 2. So we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Matt Bryant will sneak it out towards the shortstop. He'll fire to third. Tag is applied. He's out. That is out number 2. They get the lead runner, but Matt Bryant will reach on a fielder's choice. It'll be a 6-5 on the tag out at third on Majerus. And now Kane Mathiasen, who grounded out to Sullivan, the second baseman, on his last trip to the plate, will step up to the plate now here to see if they can keep descending going. 10 runs scored in the first in an unexplainable, crazy first inning and now Matt Bryant will be hit, or Kane Mathiasen will be hit, excuse me.
Shortstop number 6, Caleb Christensen.
Caleb Christensen was hit by a pitch last time he was up. I'm not entirely sure which pitcher hit him. I could go back and look, but that takes a little bit of extra effort that I'm not sure I want to use right now. I've used a lot of effort in the last 11 outs. And a ground ball to third. They'll step on the bag, and that'll do it. That'll be the force out that they need to end the inning. So they'll strand a total of 2 on base as Christians
work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
54 minutes to play the first inning, 7 minutes to play the second inning. We go to the third now, and it's a 9-1 lead for Shakopee here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. And the first pitch from Graydon Olson to Devin Drangsveit is in for ball 1 here. He was walked last time he was at the plate, and that pitch will come in low for a ball, or really a strike. Interesting. Okay. 1-1 the count. 2-1. That certainly looked like it hit the turf, but the umpire is a lot closer to the home plate than I am, so I'll take his word on it. Man, that'll be caught for an out.
Right fielder number 34,
Kaiser Bourne, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Both of them into shallow left field. Nine runs on 5 hits for Shakopee. 1 run on 1 hit for the Stars, and Fargo Post 400 has committed 1 error. And that pitch will miss for a ball. It's 2-0 now here to Kaiser Bourne, who's once again 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. There's another low strike. It seems like anything over the plate right now is being called a strike. And that one will be a fly ball onto center field. Kane Mathiasen is backpedaling. He reaches up and grabs it for out number 2. Carson Schroeder will be the batter now here. He's 1 for 1. He reached base both times. He was walked the first time by Joe Gould, and then he got a single off Ethan Dahl in the top of the first. And that single went just past the second baseman into right center field. And this one's going into center field and now drop for a base hit. Mathiasen will grab it on a hop, and it's good for a single here for Schroeder. So base hit, runner on, that'll bring up Ryder Peace. Graydon Olson, let's double check his pitch count here. He's at 55 pitches with that last hit. And pitch 56 is high for ball 1. Outside for a ball. 2-1 or 2-0, excuse me. Once again, Ryder Peace 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and then he also singled into right center field. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and a snap throw out to first, and they will not get him. Schroeder slides back in time safely, and the pitch comes across for ball 3 as a result. Once again, I saw a couple compliments complimenting our broadcast. We certainly appreciate those compliments. We certainly try and do our best to provide quality coverage, especially for a tournament like this one. But for those who watch all season, those people know that we provide this exact same type of coverage for a regular season game as well. So there'll be a walk. Ryder Peace will reach base, and Nick Johnson will hit the grand slam in the top of the first inning to make the score 4-0. We'll step up to the plate again. He had a ground out on his second time around in the top of the first. And that ground out was to second base. Caden Olson moves into the on-deck circle here for Shakopee. Graydon Olson will set, take a peek at second on a couple of occasions, and deliver. And threatening a throw was Wiermeyer up to first. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Olsen will set, wind, and deliver. And that one will be called a strike. 2-2. Wurmeyer may or may not have assisted with a frame there. That's the catcher's job, though, is to try and frame a pitch into the strike zone that's close. And he did so successfully that time. 2-2. And that one will miss outside. No framing needed there. That's absolutely a ball, and it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 runners on. Carson Schroeder on second. Ryder Peace, the runner on first here for Shakopee, leading 9-1. Scoring all 9 of those runs in the first inning. Matter of fact, all 10 runs were scored in the first inning, and nobody scored here in inning number 2. And now we're in the top of the third, and Shakopee has the bases loaded.
Catcher number 21, Caden Olsen.
Bases loaded with 2 outs, and that one's fouled away for strike 1. Caden Olsen is the batter. And the 1-1 pitch is taken to right field. Backpedaling is Gus Pankratz, and he'll get underneath it and make the catch. And that will strand all 3 runners on base, and we go now to the bottom of the third. It remains 9-1. The Stars, if they want to get back into this, they're going to need to score a run or 2 here in this next inning. I'm not saying that they will, but that's going to be one recipe to getting back into this, because after the first inning, they played a lot like they did in that tournament in South Dakota. Back and forth, tight. Yeah, so like I said earlier in the broadcast, when this game's over, I'm going to eliminate the first inning and see how things look at that point, because I'm really, really curious. But we still got a few innings to go before I can do that. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, welcome back. It is 9-1 in favor of Shakopee here, and we move now to the bottom of the third. Gus Wurmeyer hit by a pitch last time he was at the break. Mike with you here on MSPN Digital Television. Certainly glad to have you along for the ride. Made a slight adjustment to help clear up what seemed to be darkness on our video feed there, so hopefully that looks better for you. That one's fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. So 1-1 here to Gus Wermeyer. And that is a check swing that goes foul to the third base side. It's game 8 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Right now, Lincoln East looks to be probably in the conversation for one of the best teams in this tournament. I know a lot of people have been saying that in the chat prior to this game. My personal opinion was I was going to wait to see how this game ended and played out before I gave my idea on who the best team in the tournament might be, because I knew Shakopee was a good team and I knew Fargo Post 400 was a good team, and I just wasn't sure. I couldn't make a decision without seeing this game being played out, is what I'm trying to say. And that will be a direct ground out to first for the first out of the game.
Right fielder number 35, Gus Pancratz.
If this game ended right now, I would say that Lincoln would be the best team in the tournament. But like I said, we still got a lot of baseball here to play, and I don't want to show any disrespect to other teams in the tournament. Because if you weren't good, you weren't going to be in this tournament to start with, right? And that one's going to be fouled off. Gus Pancratz 0 for 1. He's 0 for 0 with a walk as that pitch goes way outside for a ball, 1-1. Lincoln has scored a total of 16 runs in 13 innings, and they have not allowed their opponent to cross the plate yet in the tournament. You could almost say the same thing for Shakopee. They gave up a solo home run in that game against Elkhorn. Otherwise, they shut them out, winning that game by the final score of 6-1. And that pitch will miss, so it'll be a 3-1 strike count. And then Lincoln today just absolutely dominated West Fargo in 5 innings, winning 10-0. And this is a bouncing ball right back to Kettler. He'll turn around, fire it across for the 1-3 ground out, and out number 2. Nice spin there. It looked easier than it actually was for Kettler. It's never easy to be facing the wrong direction, turn and throw a strike to get the out. And that's exactly what Kettler did. Nice job there by the Shakopee pitcher. So 2 away now here. And this is Colston Sen. That pitch is down by his sneakers, and it's 1 ball, no strike. And I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Harrisburg, but I do know a lot about West Fargo. And to defeat West Fargo 10-0 in 5, that is like that is like the Colorado Rockies beating the Detroit Tigers 25-0. 3-1 the count now here to Colston Sen. And a bouncing ball towards short. Logan Crush picks it up, throws it on the run, and he's safe at first. Nick Johnson tried to pick it, but the speed of Colston Sen got him there safely. So going to the books is a base hit, an infield single. Bring up Malachi Wermeyer now. Here's the pitch, and that one's hammered to left, but a drift foul, and it's strike 1. That one is right down the middle, but a little bit elevated too high, and it's ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. A good pitch by Kettler, but not a great pitch. And the difference between good and great is ball and strike, right? Here's the 1-1. And he will get that one in there a little bit too low for ball 2. And the pitch, and that one's hammered to left center field. A high fly ball. Can he catch up to it? It will go over his head, and now rounding third is Colston Sen. He will come in, and he will score standing up. An RBI double for Malachi Wurmeyer, and it's 9-2.
Left fielder number 17, Gunnar Majerus.
And guess what? It came on 2 outs. One down and 7 to go is what the Stars fans are probably thinking right now. And, okay, I look over to my right. The home plate umpire went to get some extra baseballs from the post 400 dugout. Gunnar Majerus is the batter, 1 for 1 with a single. That was the one that he snuck just to the edge of beyond second base, right where the brown turf meets the green grass. Well, actually, it's so outside of the infield there's maybe a 1 foot of green turf before it turns into natural grass. So it was right in that general area there. They do plan to have the outfield turfed here in the next year or 2 years, worst case scenario, I believe is the plan. And Starion Bank Field will be the host of the 2027 Central Plains Regional as well. And I think the plan is to have that outfield turf by the time that regional tournament comes around, if not before then. And that one will miss outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Gunnar Majerus. And that one will miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kettler at 40 pitches now. He'll look back at second. Wind, deliver the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Now strand the runner, and that will end the 3rd inning of play. The Stars get 1. They trail now 9-2 here on the Mandy's FargoND.com scoreboard. And we'll be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Despite the first inning of play, I don't think I'm going to break Eric Tianson's record for the longest baseball game on MSPN over our history of broadcasting games. He had a game between West Fargo and Westside High School during the Creighton Prep tournament down in Omaha, Nebraska, about three or four years ago. And that game went to, I think, the 14th or the 15th inning. And it went until about 1 in the morning before they finally got a winner. That game was roughly 5 hours and 14 minutes. So, like I said, we're at 1:26. Still got a long ways to go before I crush that record. But I was thinking about it in the first inning, I will admit to that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a drop third strike. He will fire it up to first to complete the strikeout, and that'll be out number 1.
Shortstop, number 25.
We've got Logan Crush now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to the shortstop. I remember I got back to my hotel that night right around, I think, 9:30, 9:45 in the evening. And Eric was my roommate on that trip to Nebraska. And he texted me saying, hey, just so you know, I'm finally done with the game. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm starving. I'm like, don't worry, man. Come back when you gotta come back. So that will be a hit by a pitch there for Logan Crush. Hit him in the sneaker, or right in the ankle or lower leg area.
Number 9, Brody Sullivan.
Brody Sullivan's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and a ground out to second. Here's the pitch. And right down Main Street for strike 1. So 0-1 here to Brody Sullivan. Devon Drangsveit is on deck, and I keep looking at the pronunciation sheet, hoping I'm coming close. Here's the 0-1. And that one smacked out into right field, and now backpedaling his Pancrats. He will make the catch, and backpedaling to first is Logan Crush. 2 gone.
Pitcher number 20, Shane Kettler.
Oh, wait. Did I, oh, wait, I think they made some changes here. Let's see here. Oh, yes, that's right. That was back in the first inning when that change happened. So Shane Kettler is in the 9 spot here instead of Dragsveit. And the only positive for me is that means I probably won't have to say that name for a while. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Shane Kettler. A lot easier name to pronounce, but do my best regardless. Here's the 2-0. And that one will bounce into the dirt, and that will allow Logan Crush to head over to second base on the wild pitch. A result in a 3 balls, no strike count here to Shane Kettler. Kaiser Boren is the batter on deck if Kettler can reach with 2 away. And that is a strike. Strike 2. Full count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second's Logan Crush. Shane Kettler the batter. And the payoff pitch is on the way, and it's high and it'll walk 'em.
Right fielder, number 34, Kaiser Boren.
So bring up Kaiser Boren now as we return it back to the top of the order. Boren's 2 for 3, a pair of singles and a fly out, and all of them to left center field. And there's a strike. 0-1 here, and that's, I believe, right around the 80 pitch mark. Let's check the official. They got him at 82, so I was 2 behind. This is pitch 83 coming up here. And that one nearly nicked him. It might have grazed the last thread on his pants there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one's into the dirt. Ball 2. Now, I have seen some crazy things in baseball, so, like, and I'll admit, what happened earlier in this game might be ranked in the top 2, but I have seen what felt like comfortable leads evaporate in the bottom of the 7th. I've seen a 4-0 game result in 16 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take a 16-4 lead. I have seen a little bit of everything in baseball, so I never really call a game as over until it's actually over. And if there's one team that can come back from a 9-2 deficit, it's the team in white here for sure. And that'll be a strike. He thought it was a walk, but it'll be a full count instead. Runners on first and second in the pitch. And that one's going to be popped up. Caleb Christensen will measure it out, and he will secure it in his glove, and that will strand 2 runners on base. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Well, I didn't realize we were going to the bottom of the 4th when I made that comment about scoring 16 runs in the bottom of the 4th, but let's see if they can do it. It happened on this field, too, when that went down about 4 years ago. We'll be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Shane Kettler going into his, let's see here, I guess you could say his 4th inning of work, because he did come in the first inning. Let me just double check the stats there. I think everybody pitched a 1/3 of an inning. Yeah, so Shane Kettler is officially going into his 3rd inning of work, because he's pitched 2 1/3 innings so far in this game, which in 2 1/3, if you're not familiar with that term, it means that Kettler has successfully pitched a total of 7 outs, because there's 3 outs an inning. So 2 innings would be 6 outs, and then a 1/3 of an inning would be 1 of the 3 outs. So he's pitched 7 outs. So he's worked 2 1/3 innings is how they would describe it. And that is a line drive shot into the glove of Logan Crush, the shortstop, and it's 1 out.
Second baseman, number 1, Matt Bryant.
Here's Matt Bryant back to the top of the order now here for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. Oh for 2, struck out, reached on an inning-ending fielder's choice, and now he gets pushed away from the plate there on a high inside pitch for ball 1. We're cruising light along here at an hour and 35 minutes in the bottom of the 4th. And he gets pushed off the plate again. You know, sometimes pitchers will throw to the inside if they feel a batter's crowding the plate, and push him back and then come back to the with an outside pitch and see if he'll swing or maybe catch the edge. And this one was an outside pitch, and he'll swing and ground out to Brody Sullivan, the second baseman, on a 4-3. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Stars in the bottom of the 4th, and we'll bring it to Kane Mathiasen now. Sorry, I didn't switch the camera there on that ground out. My apologies. And that pitch is low into the dirt for ball 1. Kane Mathiasen's 0 for 1 with a ground out and a hit by a pitch. It's very possible that those two happened with 2 different pitchers. I just can't remember anymore. And that one will miss outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Kane Mathiasen. And the 2-0. And now it will be a strike on the edge, 2-1. Swinging and a miss, strike 2. Ball, strike, strike in that order. Ooh, and that one will hit him, and he'll reach base.
Shortstop, number 6, Caleb Christensen.
I was thinking of the craziest things I've seen in each sport that I broadcasted. That one's foul. It just barely foul down the third base line. I think it hit a centimeter to the left of the foul line there in shallow left field. Going to the books as strike 1. As I was saying, I was trying to think of the craziest things that have happened in each sport. And the number one thing that comes to mind was I was doing a boys basketball game, and a squirrel was in the gym, and the squirrel found its way onto the basketball hoop and ended up deflecting a shot going out. Now, you call that crazy. That happened in a basketball game in Minnesota. Not sure how the squirrel got into the gym, but he did. So that's the craziest thing that I've seen happen in a basketball game. I'll try and think of some of the other sports and share those with you as they come to memory here. That'll be a ground out to second base, second base, 4-3. And that will end the inning. They'll strand 1 on base, and we'll go now to the top of the 5th. Figured craziest things would be a proper theme to talk about here in this game. 9-2 after 4 complete here in favor of Shakopee on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard, and we're back in a moment.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
New pitcher on the mound for Fargo Post 400. It's number 12, Alex Christopherson. He'll come in here in the top of the 5th. See if he can shut down the Shakopee bats and give the Stars a chance to trim away at the 7-run deficit. They've scored in the odd innings of this game. And the even innings of this game, nobody has scored. All the runs in this game have come in the odd innings of this game, which makes things even more odd. Maybe a pun intended there. I'm not 100% sure on that. 2 for 2, walk, single, and a single for Carson Schroeder, the leadoff batter here for Shakopee. It's the 2-3-4 stretch of the Shakopee post 2 lineup. And here's the pitch, and a check swing. I think he went too far, and he did. 0-1. And the pitch is going to miss for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now here to Carson Schroeder. Ryder Peace and Nick Johnson are the 2 scheduled batters to appear here in this inning for Shakopee. 1-1 pitch. Ooh, I thought that was going to hit him, but it did break at the last moment and comes in for strike 2. And this one foul down the third baseline. We'll stay tight at a 1-2 count. I saw in the comments earlier that Mark made it to the game. I can't remember if he was the 6'6" giant or the 5'6" person. But if you are listening right now on your phone or something, feel free to wave or something. I'm on a 30-second delay, so I'll probably have to look for the next 30 seconds now. The 1-2. And that'll pop out of the glove of Wermeyer there to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also want to say hi to Jim. I know he's been chiming in. I always intend to say hi, and then things got crazy, and I just kind of didn't do that. Little bouncing ball to the pitcher for a 1-3 ground out. I'll bring up Ryder Peace now.
Number 22, Ryder Peace.
1 for 1, hit by a pitch, then a single to right center, and then a walk. And that is a ground ball into center. And that'll be good for a base hit and a single here for Ryder Peace.
First baseman number 11, Nick Johnson.
And a strike, 0-1. Nick Johnson 1 for 2, had the grand slam, and then since then a ground out and a walk. That was the first 4 runs of the game here for Shakopee. And he'll rip this one foul down the first baseline for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes here to Nick Johnson. Caden Olsen awaits on deck here for Shakopee with 1 out, and a runner on first being Ryder Peace. And that one will come inside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Nick Johnson. And that one's low, and we'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by the FM Convention and Visitors Bureau, Marvin Windows and DMN Industries, along with Dakota Fins and Feathers and TCI Insurance, to name a few. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Nick Johnson. And a swing and a tap foul, and gonna be a strikeout. Out number 2 is recorded. Thought it was a caught foul tip, but I didn't hear it hit the bat. Either way, it's an out. And this one, a ground ball to third. Renas will pick it up, fired across, and he missed the target at Gus Wermeyer at first. Here comes Ryder Peace. He'll round third, heading home, and the throw will not be made. He'll slide in to make it a 10-2 ball game. So Caden Olson will get an RBI and reach on an error.
Third baseman number 23, Colton Jenks.
And now Colton Jenks is the batter. And time is called here as Jenks has to tie his shoe. And now he'll step into the batter's box. So they get 1 here in the top of the 5th. If they can get 2 more, that'd put the 10-run rule into effect. Strike 1. We've only had 1 game end in a 10-run rule, and that was the one right before this one. Nothing in 2. Harrisburg and Grand Rapids and West Fargo are the only 3 teams in this tournament who have been shut out. Everybody else has scored at least 1 run in a loss, and that'll be a strikeout, and that'll also be the end of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th with your score. Shakopee post 210 and the Fargo post 400 Stars 2. We're back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Middle of the order here for Fargo Post 400. The 4-5-6 batters, Gus Wermeyer, Gus Pankratz, and Colston Sen is the ones we'll see here in the home half of 5. It's 10-2 in favor of Shakopee on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard, where you can find something for everyone. All sorts of things for your home, your office, your kitchen, your cubicle at work, whatever the case may be, whether you need some office supplies, maybe a unique little end table, or maybe some sarcastic, funny signage. That's probably my favorite part of their inventory on the store there. It's an online store, small business here in Fargo. And if you're able to check it out, see something you like and purchase it, they'll ship it to you. They don't have a physical location. It is 100% an online store. And the person who runs the store, I've known them for about 6 or 7 years now. So if you see something you like, by all means, snag it from their store before someone else does. No balls and 1 strike here to Gus Wurmeyer. Hit by a pitch and a ground out to the second baseman. 1 ball, 1 strike now. This should be pitch 60 for Kettler. And pitch 60 is going out into right center field, and it is all the way to the fence. Gus Wurmeyer will head into second base, and he has a leadoff double.
Right fielder number 35, Gus Pankratz.
So Gus Pankratz will step up to the plate now. 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. He'll check the runner, deliver the pitch, and that finds the 5-6 gap into left field. They will pump the brakes there on Gus Wurmeyer. Runners on the corners on back-to-back hits here for the Stars. And Colston Sen will come to the plate now.
Designated hitter number 10, Colston Sen.
Showing a glimmer of hope to Stars fans in the stands, but still a long, long way to go here. Down by 8 here in the bottom of the 5th, and a ground ball towards third, and Wurmeyer tried to grab that one. I don't know if it was instinct or what his plan was there, but nothing in 1 after the fouled away pitch. And that one will pop away into the backstop, and coming in from third is Gus Wurmeyer, and he will score, and it's 10-3. Pitch comes across as a ball, obviously, so he'll score on the wild pitch. And that will also advance Pankratz up to second. And it's Colston Sen once again with a 1-1 count. So there you see Gus Pankratz, the lone runner for the Stars, on second base right now. Nobody out in a 1-1 pitch. Colston Sen swings and misses for strike 2. One, 2, and that one's high. Ball 2. Malachi Wurmeyer is the batter on deck. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and I'll strike him out. And that's out number 1. And that'll bring up Malachi Wurmeyer, who doubled into deep left field last time he was at the plate. Wurmeyer, the catcher here for Fargo Post 400. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Stars now. Shakopee has 10 on 7 through this point. Stars have committed 2 errors in the game. 1 away, and now they throw back to second. Will go into center field, and that will allow Gus Pankratz to go to third. That'll be an error charged. Still no official pitches here to Malachi Wurmeyer. Still no balls, no strikes. And that one's ripped to left field, and can he catch up to it is the question. He can. He'll make the catch in deep left field. It's deep enough to allow Gus Pankratz to score on a sacrifice fly, and it's 10-4. So that empties the bases here for Gunnar Majerus with 2 outs.
Batting for Gunnar Majerus.
Oh, hang on, we'll have a change here.
Number 13, Jace Burns.
Jace Burns will step into the number 8 spot here for the Stars. And the first pitch is high and in for a ball, 1-0. So nobody on base now. It's a 10-4 ball game, as the Stars have plated 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one will miss for ball 2. And there's a strike. Nice pitch there. Kind of looked like that pitch was heading to the outside, but he was able to clip the edge. And very nice pitch. And he does the same pitch for the same result. So from 2-0 to 2-2 now on 2 excellent pitches there by Shane Kettler. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big pitch here. High, ball 3. And now a full count here, and now an even bigger pitch coming up. 1 hour and 57 minutes, time of the game now. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, and that one's bounced out into right field. It'll be a base hit and a single. And they get another base runner on here with 2 outs.
Third baseman number 11, Ashton Renas.
And this one will sneak by the second baseman into right field, and runners on first and second. And Ashton Renas ends his 0 for 2 streak. Back to the top of the order now, it's Matt Bryant.
Number 1, Matt Bryant.
Matt Bryant had 5 hits in that game back in July against Shakopee. Today he's 0 for 3. A strikeout, inning-ending fielder's choice, and a ground out to second. Outside for a ball, 1-0. And outside for ball 2. That one's high, and that will walk him. I guess it was ball 3 and not ball 2. It'll walk him. And the bases are loaded here for the Stars. They'll get a pat on the back there from Coach Pearson. Bases loaded for Kane Mathiasen. 0 for 1, ground out, hit by a pitch, and hit by a pitch. The first pitch comes in for a strike. Outside for a ball, 1-1. High for ball 2. And now here comes the Shakopee coach. He wants to talk things over and might have a little bit of concern. We'll see how high that level of concern is there once he reaches the mound. I have Kettler at 81 tosses. Let's see what the official pitch count is. The official pitch count has him at 82. So let's see. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm off by a pitch, I guess. 81-82. He has 82. This will be pitch 83, according to the official pitch count. And that is ball 3. Oh, well, no, they called it as a strike. That was a low strike, but it's a strike. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. And a ground ball that will, the shortstop can't handle it. They charged that as an error, I believe. No, they gave him a hit. Okay, really? Let me double check my scoring here. Yeah, they gave him a hit on that. That's an interesting call. I think I would have leaned on the side of an error there, but maybe not. Jace Byrne scores. We'll go with the hit since that's the official scoring. And now here comes Coach again. That might be it. That's going to be it for Kettler. So I had him at 83, so that means he had 84 pitches. And it's now 10-5, and the Stars have cut the lead in half. They've scored 3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They got the bases loaded. They've done much of the work on 2 outs, and how much more work can they get done on 2 outs here as the Stars will huddle up with Coach Bryant and Shakopee Post 2 will wait for the new pitcher to come out. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with more in a moment. Stay tuned.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, so Caden Olsen will remove his catcher's gear and will come onto the mound to pitch here for Shakopee Post 2, and that'll put Keegan Hudson behind the plate to catch the pitches of the previous catcher. Once again, bases loaded here for the Stars. And the pitch is a strike to Caleb Christensen, 0-1. Christensen 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, fielder's choice, ground out. The 0-1 delivery, high for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Just eclipsed the 2-hour mark of the ball game, 2 hours and 4 minutes, time of the game so far. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled away, 1-2. Two away, Gus Wermeyer awaits on deck. One ball and 2 strikes here to Caleb Christensen. And the pitch. They'll miss outside to even it up at 2-2. 5 runs on 8 hits here for the Stars as they have cut the lead in half by scoring 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Do they have more, or will Caden Olsen shut this down? He will shut it down. He struck him out. And ignore that button there. Let's go to the end of the inning here.
Pitch count for Olsen is 5.
10-5. Got a little bit closer. They have a little bit of time to see if they can get the other 5 runs, and we'll see if Post 2 can respond and get some of those 3 runs back on the top of the 6. We'll be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. Welcome back. Logan Crush will lead it off here for Shakopee in the top of the 6th. 0 for 1 with a walk, ground out, and hit by a pitch. In that order. Alex Christofferson starts his 2nd inning of work, and he'll toss a strike to start it off, 0-1. Oh, we got to get rid of that graphic there. Let me go in and manually get rid of it. As much as some people, as much as half the audience may would like that to be true, it's not. There we go, got it manually removed. 1 ball, 1 strike now here to Logan Crush. One in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 5th for the 5 runs for Fargo Post 400. And that pitch will miss outside for a ball. It's 2-1 now here to Logan Crush. Brody Sullivan and Shane Kettler. I think we might have, well, we'll see if Kettler bats in the 9 spot or not. I think we might have a new batter in the 9 spot, but we'll see when we get there. And 3 balls and 2 strikes now here to Logan Crush. Full count. Christofferson will set. He'll wind and deliver the payoff pitch. Got him! That is a strikeout. And puts out 1 on the board. Brings up Brody Sullivan now. There's a strike. So he starts off Brody Sullivan the same way he started off Logan Crush with a strike. Sullivan 0 for 2. And now he falls down to the count 0-2. He was hit by a pitch, then he grounded out to second, then he'd fly out to right field. And that one's outside. See if you chase for strike 3 possibly. Did not. 1-2. Has a couple pitches to work with there, so it's an okay pitch. And the 1-2. Got him. 2 up, 2 down on strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking, and now it is
catcher number 4, Keegan Hudson.
That's what I thought. So it will be Keegan Hudson in the 9 spot instead of Shane Kettler. Strike 1. Keegan Hudson in that game down in South Dakota against the Stars went 0 for 3 with a ground out to first and 2 flyouts to center field. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Picked up there by Arenas. He fires it across. Got it. A 1-2-3 inning, striking out 2 of the 3. And the Stars will take the 10-5 deficit into the bottom of the 6th. We'll take a break and see if the Stars can do more damage here on this deficit. They did a pretty good job in the bottom of the 4th, or in the bottom of the 5th, excuse me. We'll see what they can do in the bottom of the 6th when we return after this.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Welcome back. Going to the bottom of the 6th now. It's the 4-5-6 batters, middle of the order, which is, I believe, where they started in the previous inning too, if I'm not mistaken. See, 3 runs plated and then 3 outs. That's 6 batters. And they left the bases loaded. Yeah, so they batted 9 because they left 3 on base. They scored 3, and then they had 3 batters get out. So that's 9 batters. So, yeah, they did start at Gus Wurmeier in the bottom of the 5th. So we'll see if they can do a similar pattern here with the same batting lineup in the bottom of the 6th. We're at the 2-hour and 13-minute mark of the ball game. With the way this one has started, it's been a fairly decent ball game here, and it's become a little bit interesting. This will be a very key inning here that could potentially decide the game. We'll see if the Stars can shine here in the bottom of the 6th, just like their outfield lights do. And that one is going deep to left field, and that is caught there by Carson Schroeder in left field. Out 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Gus Pankratz 1 for 2 with a walk, ground out, and a single to left. And that one is popped up and fouled away off the first base side. And the 0-1 delivery. Low ball. Oh, they called it a strike. Okay. 0-2. It was low, but it must have been high enough for a strike. 0-2. That one is outside. Ball 1. This is the 10th pitch for Caden Olson since he came in the bottom of the 5th. You'll get the signal here from Hudson, and the 1-2 is on the way. And that is ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Gus Pankratz. Colston Sen awaits on deck with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Stars able to put down Shakopee 1-2-3 in the top half of this inning. And we'll see if Caden Olson can do something similar here in the bottom half of the same inning. Right now, he's pushed it to a full count at 3-2. This is a big pitch here. It's the difference between a potential rally starting for the Stars and 2 outs on the board. And that was a high fly ball out into center field, running deep, and it is going to bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. Actually, it's going to be a solo home run. I thought it bounced off the fence, bounced off the ground. Gus Pankratz ends the home run drought that lasted 37 days for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. And they have added one more. So Gus Pankratz ends the home run drought. And now that's a high fly ball to right field. Not quite as deep, though. And that one will be caught by the right fielder. So Colston Sen flies out to right field. Malachi Wurmeyer double and a deep sacrifice fly to left field to score the 5th run of the game here for the Stars. Two away. Now they need some two-out magic. There's strike one. Nice pitch there from Caden Olson. Double and a sac fly, as I mentioned just a moment ago. That makes him 1 for 1. Strike two. 0-2 the count. And that one is out. Ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jace Burns is the scheduled batter next if Wurmeyer can find a way to reach base. And that one's outside for a ball. 2-2. Well, it's fair now. I miscalled a home run for Shakopee earlier in the game, and I miscalled a home run for the Stars. So now we're even, right? 2-2. And that one's fouled back, and we'll stay at 2-2. And that one is hit hard over to the shortstop. Logan Crush fires over, and that will be out number 3. They get 1 run on a solo home run by Gus Pankratz to straightaway center field, but that's all they get so far. They're still down 4 with 1 inning to go, and they need to play some defense to see if they can stay within 4. Alex Christopherson put him down 1-2-3. Can he do it again and give the Stars a chance? We're about to find out. This could be an interesting finish. We'll be back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, well, the catcher's coming in from right field. Not your normal start to the bottom to the top of the 7th, but apparently he left his helmet in the bullpen, so he had to go. The right fielder Gus Pankratz helped him to get it there. And I want to say hi to Greg. Made me chuckle during the commercial break there. He said if the Stars can hold them off, all they'll need in the bottom of the 7th is a 5-run homer to walk it off. And I laughed, and I was like, I'm glad that I can make a couple mistakes and people like that can chime in and play along with it. So thank you, Greg. That made me chuckle there. Kaiser Boren, the batter. It's the top of the order. Batters 1, 2, and 3 here for Shakopee. And the pitch is going to miss for a ball. Kaiser Boren's 2 for 4. A single, a fly out, and a fly out. And this is going to right field, and it is a gun. It is a home run. Kaiser Boren with a solo home run. Will put Shakopee up by the score of 11-6.
Pitcher, freshman left fielder, 19, Carson Schroeder.
Well, I got one of the home runs right. This one's fouled back for a strike 1. Carson Schroeder, a walk, single, and a ground out. So he's 2 for 3. Goes to a 1-ball, 1-strike count now. Two one. Ball, strike, ball, and a 3-1 count. And the pitch from Christofferson's on the way, and he'll walk him. And that'll put a runner on base. And I'll bring up Ryder Peace, who's 2 for 2. Hit by a pitch, a single, walk, and a single. So he's been to the plate 4 times, and in one way or another, he's reached base all 4 times. It looks like we might have a pitching change here. Jeff Fickner is coming out, and there were a couple of Stars walking in from the bullpen, so I was presuming a potential pitching change, and we will have one. So Alex Christofferson's done. Let's check the official pitch count. He has 38 pitches. And our new pitcher will be announced when we return from the break.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
All right, getting a look at Colston Sen warming up here, as he'll be the new pitcher for Fargo Post 400, finding themselves down by 5 here in the top of the 7th. And the Stars, after giving up a solo home run here in the top of the 7th, make the pitching change. I don't think it was due to the home run. I think it was due to his pitch count, which the official pitch count that was announced by our PA announcer was 37. I had him at 38, and another game changer account had him at 35. So now I think that's the first time in 5 years where the game changer was not accurate. That when I went to go check it. So. Ryder Peace, 2 for 2, hit by a pitch, single walk, single. And he'll be hit by a pitch again. And that's 2 runners on. And Nick Johnson, who hit the home run, this is the... Is it the 6th pitcher of the game here for the Stars? I think it is. Let me double check. Oh, no, it's the 5th pitcher. Joe Gould, Ethan Dahl, Graydon Olson pitched 3 2/3 innings. Alex Christopherson pitched 2 innings, and now Colston Sen is in. And the first pitch here to Nick Johnson is ball 1. So Johnson's 1 for 3. He had the grand slam back in the first inning, and then a ground out, a walk, and a strikeout swinging since then. And that high curveball drops into the strike zone for a 1-1 count. And this one lifted up into right center field, going deep, and it is down in front of the fence. Picked up, 2 runs will score. It'll be a stand-up triple, a 2-run RBI stand-up triple for Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson has a home run and a triple, and if he could somehow get up to the plate 2 more times and get a single and a double, he would have a cycle, but I doubt that's going to happen. (13-6) now in favor of Shakopee. So if this lead, and that is a high fly ball to center field, and Kane Mathiasen appears to have that one handled, and they'll be deep enough to tag, and Ryder Peace will come in to score to make it 14-6. Puts the first down on the board, and another run crosses.
Third baseman number 23, Colton Jakes.
2 hours and 27 minutes, time of the game. And Jenks with a bouncing ball to third that will eventually roll foul. One ball and 2 strikes, the count here to Colton Jenks. And this one's going out into right field, and it is over the head of Gus Pankratz. And they're going to try for another triple, and the throw will not make it in time. He'll head for a slide. He could have made it standing, but back-to-back batters with back-to-back triples. And the 4 runs that the Stars scored combined in the bottom of the 5th and 6th have now been recovered by Shakopee, as they have scored 4 here in the top of the 7th. Logan Crush, I think, is the batter. And yes, it is. Yep. 0 for 2. Walk, ground out, hit by a pitch, and struck out looking. And that will miss, and it's strike 1. It's been a game of mixed emotions here. I think is probably the best way to describe it. And that was a fly ball into right center field, and it will be Gus Pankratz who will catch it. Tagging on third is Colton Jenks. He will score. 2 outs, and it's 15-6 and 2 sacrifice flies for runs here in the top of the 7th. So you go from a 9-0 start for Shakopee in the top of the 1st, and you think, okay, this game is over. And then the Stars get 1 in a first inning that is just unexplainably crazy. Neither team scores in the second inning. That only took 7 minutes in comparison to the 54 minutes that the first inning took. And then the Stars get 1 in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 9-2. And then they get 3 more in the bottom of the 5th. And then the Shakopee gets 1 back, and then to make it 10-2, and then 3 more in the bottom of the 5th to make it 10-5, and then 1 more in the bottom of the 6th to make it 10-6, and you think, okay, maybe the Stars could chip away at this. And then Shakopee comes back and puts 5 on the board and makes it look like nothing happened. 15-6, our score here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it will be the Stars who need 9 to force the 8th or 10 to walk it off. This game's been crazy. Who knows what will happen? We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, welcome back. 15-6 here in favor of Shakopee Post 2. Leo Morris says, Mike, you might need to discount the 1st and 7th inning to see if this game was close. I can do that for you here. I can tell you right now, if that first inning had not occurred, the score would be 6-5 in favor of Shakopee right now. So we'll see how many, if any, the Stars score here in the bottom of the 7th, and then we can certainly take a look at that second half of the statistic there. Just to fulfill the curiosity, and nothing much more than that reasoning. Let's see here, 8, 9, and 1 are the batters here, starting with Jace Burns. The Stars need 3 runs per out. So they need 3 runs with 0 outs, 3 outs with 1 out, and 3 runs with 2 outs, in theory, or any combination of that, in order to force the 8th inning or potentially walk this off. But I know that's a long shot. Called a game earlier this year where a team had a 7-run lead in the top of the 7th, and the home team walked them off by scoring 8. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but it certainly does not look promising here. And it certainly looks like Shakopee is going to meet up here with Lincoln tomorrow at 6:30 tomorrow night. And Fargo Post 400 will get Harrisburg at 3:30 tomorrow. And then assuming that this score holds. And that one's going to be popped up and fouled away after the first base side. So 11 a.m. is the for sure matchup between Yankton and West Fargo in an elimination game. And then Harrisburg and potentially Fargo Post 400 in the next elimination game at 3:30. And then the battle of the 2 undefeateds between Lincoln and Shakopee at 6:30 tomorrow night, should this score hold. I think it will hold, but you never know. Full count now, 3-2. And a ground ball, they'll find the gap into left field. It's a base hit for Jace Burns. looking at the time here, I am, let's see here, doing the mental math. I am 1 hour and 31 minutes from breaking Eric Tianson's record in Nebraska. So still a long ways to go. I mean, the first inning did go an hour, but the way the game has been going now, I don't think the 7th inning will go an hour. Whenever I have a game like this, I do text him, be like, hey, guess what? I still didn't beat your record. If there's one thing that, even though he used to work for us, and then he got a job doing college football at a station just north of Atlanta, Georgia. We also had a guy who worked for us who's now an intern for the Minnesota Twins. So, like I said, we've parked some good talent with some good companies, and that one ripped foul. Almost looked like it went off the umpire's hand or something. I'm not sure, but no balls and 2 strikes. So, like I said, even though he lives down in Georgia, I still stay in contact with him every now and then. Send him a text, be like, I got close. I got within a half hour. I got within an hour. And he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No balls and 2 strikes. Outside for a ball, 1 and 2. Ashton Renas is the batter. One ball, 2 strikes. And that one's hit up high into left field. And it'll be the shortstop who makes the catch, and they'll fire back to first, and they got him. It's a double play. It's a 6-3 double play from left field. Two down.
Proposed 400 batting for Matt Bryant, number 2, Colby Hansen.
Colby Hansen will come in and bat for Matt Bryant here with 2 away. First pitch in for a ball here to Colby Hansen. Colby Hansen spent most of this season on the sideline recovering from a high school injury. Finally got inserted into the starting lineup as a designated hitter about 75% into the season. And then they started him in a positional spot against a non-conference opponent to see how things would go. He did get, I think, 3 games in a positional starting spot, and then they put him back as the DH. But on the bright side, he's playing. He was recovering from I believe it was an ACL injury, if I remember my conversations correctly, but I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. 2-1. And he'll send this one out into right field. And that will be caught shallow right field by the first baseman. And that is the ball game. So Shakopee will advance to play Lincoln at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, picking up the 15-6 victory here over the Fargo Post 400 Stars. And the Stars will have an elimination game against the Harrisburg Post 45 Tigers tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. And then our first matchup will be Yankton versus West Fargo. And we can, matter of fact, I updated this last night, so let's pull it up here. You can take a look at our upcoming schedule here. So there's the final scores from yesterday. We'll get the final scores from today updated. So I will be on for the Yankton versus West Fargo game tomorrow. And then, let's see here. Looks like Brad will have the Stars game, and then I'll be back for the Lincoln and Shakopee game tomorrow night. So I got 2. Brad's got 1. 3 games tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. And we have 2 undefeated teams remaining here in the Central Plains Regional Tournament. All right, once again, your final score in this one, it is Shakopee Post 2, 15. And the Stars come back a little bit short with a only 6 runs scored. So, Leo Mora, to answer your question, it didn't change from the answer I gave you earlier. If you eliminate the first and seventh innings, as you so kindly requested me to do, even though it faded off your screen there, I can pull it up in the background. It would have been, let's see here, it would have been a 5-1 ball game in favor of the Fargo Post 400 Stars if you take away that first and seventh inning. So there's your answer, and there you go. So like I said, in the pregame show, it depended on what team showed up, and if it's the one that issues walks and commits errors, well, the Stars did commit 2 errors in this game. So let's get that onto the scoreboard here. There we go. So let me make sure the rest of the numbers are correct. So the official numbers here, 15 runs on 10 hits for Shakopee Post 2. And for the Stars, 6 runs on 10 hits, committing 2 errors. Post 2 committed 1 error. And the Stars left 7 on base, and Post 2 left, oops, hang on. Let me double check here. Both teams left 9 on base here. So 15 runs on 10 hits on 2 Stars errors, and Shakopee leaves 9 on base. For the Stars, 6 runs on 10 hits on 1 Shakopee Post 2 error, and they also leave 9 on base. Time of the game, 2 hours and 41 minutes. And we'll talk to you again at 11 a.m. for Yankton and West Fargo here on MSPN Digital Television. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the game, even as crazy as it was, and we'll talk to you again soon.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPN-DTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.